Okay, picture this. You get that amazing job offer, career leap. But it means moving, like packing up your entire life. And suddenly, that excitement, it's kind of mixed with this huge wave of, well, stress, packing, selling the house, or maybe breaking a lease.
Finding a new place somewhere you don't even know.
Exactly. And somehow getting everything the family, all your stuff from A to B without, breaking the bank, it feels massive.
It really can. The logistics alone are daunting.
So that's what we're tackling today. We want to cut through that chaos.
Yeah, let's demystify those company relocation packages.
Right. What do they actually cover? How are they set up? What are the financial traps you need to know about?
And crucially, how can you maybe negotiate a better deal for yourself?
Perfect. Think of this as your guide to making that big move smoother, less stressful, and hopefully not a financial hit.
It's about turning that potentially overwhelming thing into a well-supported step forward.
So first, we'll unpack what's usually in a relocation package, the main components.
Then we'll look at the different ways companies actually give you those benefits. Is it cash? Do they handle it all?
Then, and this is super important, we'll hit a key tax detail.
Yeah.
Seriously, you need to know this one.
Oh, yeah, that catches a lot of people out.
And finally, we'll arm you with some tips for talking to the company, maybe negotiating a bit. Ready?
Let's dive in.
Yeah.
It's worth saying, these packages aren't just random perks.
No.
No, they're strategic for the employer. They want you productive from day one, right? Not drowning in moving boxes and paperwork.
Ah, that makes sense. It's an investment in getting you settled quickly.
Exactly. They want your transition smooth.
So it's less a list of benefits, more like a support system. The company saying, hey, we want you here. Let us help with the move hassle.
That's a great way to put it. And each part of that system tackles a specific moving headache.
Okay, so what's usually on the menu? What's the biggest headache they solve first?
Well, the most obvious one, actually moving your household goods, your stuff. So professional packing and moving services. This is pretty standard. It usually means pros come in, pack your things.
Like actually pack the boxes?
Yep. Pack, load the truck, transport it all, and sometimes even unpack basic stuff at the other end.
Wow, okay. That saves a ton of work.
A mass amount. Physical labor, mental stress. And here's something vital most people miss. Insurance.
Oh.
If you pack your own boxes, most standard moving insurance is actually void if something breaks.
Seriously, I never knew that.
Yeah. So professional packing isn't just convenience, it's risk management. It protects your belongings properly.
That's huge. So how does the company pay? Do they handle the bill or do I pay and get it back?
It varies. They might pay the moving company directly, that's direct bill. Or they might reimburse you after you've paid.
Okay, so definitely need to clarify that up front.
Absolutely. Avoid surprises. And the golden rule, always keep every single receipt.
Got it. Keep receipts. So my stuff's on the truck. What's the next big hurdle?
Housing, right. Yeah. Exactly. Bridging the housing gap. This usually tackles two things. Getting out of your old place and having somewhere to land temporarily in the new one.
Okay, let's start with getting out. What if I own a home?
Right. For homeowners, there's home sale assistance. This can be really valuable. It might cover things like realtor fees, maybe some closing costs.
That helps.
Some companies even have buyout programs. If your house doesn't sell fast enough, a relocation firm they hire might actually buy it from you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it avoids you being stuck. And there's also something called loss on sale help.
What's that?
If the market forces you to sell quickly for less than its appraised value, and that appraisal is usually done by a third party the company hires, they might cover some or all of that difference.
Okay, so the goal is really to stop you paying for housing in two places at once.
Precisely. But you need the details. Is it a percentage of costs? A fixed cap? Do they pay up front or do you wait for reimbursement after the sale? Ask those questions.
Good point. And for renters, like breaking a lease.
Yep. Lease break assistance. If you have to break your lease early, the company might cover those penalty fees or the remaining rent you owe. That can save you thousands.
Definitely useful. Okay, so you're out of the old place. But finding a new permanent home takes time.
Right. Which brings us to temporary housing. This is crucial. Usually it means a furnished apartment or maybe an extended stay hotel.
How long do you typically get?
Often it's 30 days, sometimes more, sometimes less, but 30 is common. It gives you that cushion, to find a long-term place without panic signing a lease on day one.
Yeah, that cushion seems vital.
It is. But here's a reality check. Those 30 days, often they're pretty firm. Extensions might be hard to get, even if your house hunt is taking longer than planned.
Ah, so don't treat it like an open-ended safety net.
Exactly. Treat it like a deadline. Start your serious housing search immediately, maybe even before you officially move.
Good advice. And what's usually included? Like utilities, parking.
Usually, yes. Utilities, basic furnishings, sometimes parking. You need to confirm all that and ask about potential extensions, just in case. Some packages even throw in a daily meal allowance while you're in temporary housing.
Okay, so temporary housing is a launch pad, not a long-term solution. How do they help you find that permanent place?
Good question. That leads to house hunting trips.
So they pay for you to visit before the move.
Yes, typically. One or maybe two trips for you, and often your spouse or partner too.
What costs do they cover for that?
Usually airfare or mileage if you drive, hotel stays, meals, sometimes even childcare costs while you're away on the trip.
That seems incredibly helpful. Finding a place before you land with all your boxes must make things way less chaotic.
Immensely. You can focus on starting the job, not scrambling for an apartment. If it's not offered explicitly in your package, this is definitely something worth asking for.
Good tip. And any advice for those trips?
Plan them efficiently. Don't just wander around. Line up realtor appointments, maybe check out schools if you have kids, test out potential commutes, maximize that time.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've covered moving the stuff, housing. What about just getting you and your family there?
Right, the actual journey. Travel and transportation expenses. This goes beyond the moving truck.
Like flights.
Yep, flights or train tickets for the whole immediate family. Or, if you drive your own cars, they'll often reimburse your mileage or gas.
Is there a standard rate for mileage?
Usually they use the IRS
Yeah.
standard mileage rate. For 2023, it was around 65.5 cents per mile. Check the current rate, though.
Okay.
Look for a line item like transportation to final destination. That confirms they're covering getting you all there. And think beyond just driving or flying.
What else?
Shipping your car, especially if you have more than one. Or even pet relocation services moving animals can be complicated and expensive.
Oh, pet relocation. Didn't think of that.
Yep. And sometimes, if maybe you move ahead of your family, they might cover a trip back home during that interim period.
So lots of potential travel costs covered.
Uh.
The key takeaway, again,
Keep all receipts. And log your mileage meticulously if you're driving. Paperwork is your friend here.
definitely hearing a theme. Okay, we've hit the big stuff. Movers, housing, travel. But moving always involves tons of little annoying expenses, right? Like setting up utilities, new driver's licenses.
Absolutely. And that's where the good packages really shine. They account for miscellaneous expenses.
How do they handle those? Is it just nickels and dimes?
Usually one of two ways. Either a flat allowance, like a lump sum, maybe $2,000, maybe $5,000, depends on the company and the move just for you to use on those things.
Okay, like a flexible pot of cash.
Right. Offers flexibility, but you have to budget it wisely. Or the other way is itemized reimbursement.
Meaning you pay, submit a receipt, and get paid back for specific things.
Exactly. Things like, as you said, utility connection fees, new driver's license or vehicle registration costs, maybe temporary storage if your new place isn't ready, shipping some extra odds and ends, even things like childcare or school enrollment fees during that chaotic transition time.
Those really do add up fast.
They sure do. So understand the approach. Is it that lump sum, great flexibility, but budget carefully? Or is it itemized? Then you need to be super organized with receipts and know exactly what qualifies for reimbursement.
Okay, that maps out the what, all the potential pieces of the puzzle. Now, how does the company actually deliver these benefits? Do I just get a check, or is it more complicated?
That's a really important practical question. It affects your cash flow and how much admin work you personally have to do. There are a few main ways they structure it.
All right, what's the first option?
The simplest maybe is the lump sum. The company just gives you a fixed amount of money, say $10,000, could be more, could be less, and then you are responsible for arranging and paying for everything yourself.
Okay, so total freedom, what's the catch?
The catch is the risk. If your actual moving costs end up being $12,000, that extra $2,000 comes out of your pocket. You have to be a really good budgeter.
Got it. Simple, but you bear the financial risk if costs overrun. What else?
Next up is direct reimbursement. Here, you pay for approved moving expenses, upfront movers, flights, whatever is covered. Then you submit receipts and proof of payment to the company, and they pay you back.
So you get the actual costs covered up to a limit, maybe?
Usually, yes, up to agreed limits for different categories. The upside is you're covered for what you actually spend. The downside, it can hit your cash flow hard because you're paying out first. And it's a lot of paperwork, tracking everything, submitting claims, waiting for the money.
Yeah, paperwork mountain. Okay, option 3.
Direct bill, and this often involves a third-party relocation company. Lots of larger companies don't manage this in-house anymore. They outsource it.
So they hire another company to handle my move.
Exactly. A specialist relocation management firm. They coordinate the movers, they book the temporary housing, they might handle the home sale assistance, and crucially, they often pay the vendors directly.
Ah, so less money coming out of my pocket up front.
Much less, usually. They also often assign you a dedicated relocation counselor, like a point person, to guide you through the whole process.
Sounds pretty smooth. Any downsides?
Maybe a bit less control. You might not get to pick your specific moving company, for instance. The relocation firm has their preferred network. But for many people, the reduction in hassle is well worth it.
Okay, makes sense. Is that it, or are there other models?
Well, often you see a combination approach, trying to get the best of both worlds.
How does that work?
For example, the company might use a relocation firm to direct bill the big stuff, the movers, the flights, but then they'll give you a smaller lump sum for those miscellaneous expenses we talked about.
Okay, so they handle the heavy lifting financially, but give you some cash flexibility for the smaller things.
Exactly. It tries to balance convenience for you with some cost control for them. The bottom line, though, whatever the structure,
Let me guess. Ask questions.
ask questions. Clarify exactly how it works. Understand what you might need to pay up front, even if you'll be reimbursed later. And know that lump sums, especially, can sometimes be negotiable.
Right. That brings us nicely to the really critical stuff. The money details, the strategy. There's a big tax thing, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is probably the single most important financial detail to understand about relocation packages today. It catches so many people by surprise.
Okay, hit me with it. What's the big tax twist?
Under current U.S. tax law, this changed with the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act back in 2017, and it's effective through 2025. At least most employer-paid relocation benefits are considered taxable income to you, the employee.
Wait, say that again? The money my company spends to move me, I have to pay tax on that?
Yes, almost all of it. The only real exception right now is for certain moves for active duty military personnel. For almost everyone else, if your company pays, say, $15,000 for your movers, temporary housing, flights, that $15,000 gets added to your taxable income for the year.
Wow. Okay. So it's not a tax-free benefit anymore.
Not generally, no. It will show up on your W-2 form as part of your income, and you'll have federal income tax, state income tax are applicable, and payroll taxes, Social Security and Medicare on it.
So that $15,000 benefit could actually cost me, what, several $1,000s in taxes depending on my tax bracket?
Easily. It effectively reduces the net value of the benefit you receive, which is why you absolutely need to know about something called a tax gross-up.
Gross-up, what's that?
A gross-up is an extra payment the company makes on top of the relocation benefits, specifically designed to cover the taxes you'll owe on those benefits.
Ah, so they give you extra money just to pay the tax man.
Essentially, yes. They calculate roughly how much tax you'll owe on the benefits, and they give you an additional amount so that after all the taxes are paid, including taxes on the gross-up payment itself, you're left with the intended amount for your move.
Okay, that's clever. So if they want me to effectively net $15,000 for moving, they might actually pay out more like $20,000 or $22,000 with that extra bit covering the estimated taxes.
Precisely. It ensures the tax burden doesn't eat away at the value of the help they're providing. It makes you whole from a tax perspective on the benefit itself.
This is huge. So the absolute key question for anyone getting a relocation package is,
Will these benefits be grossed up for taxes? You must ask this.
and if the answer is no,
If they say no, or if only part of it is grossed up, you need to plan accordingly. Either mentally set aside a chunk of that lump sum or reimbursement to cover the future tax bill, or
try to negotiate it.
try to factor that missing gross up into your overall compensation negotiation. Maybe ask for a slightly higher signing bonus or base salary to compensate, but don't ignore it or you'll get a nasty surprise come tax time.
Crucial advice. And remember, this is based on current law through 2025. Things could change after that, but plan for now.
Right. Plan based on the rules in place when you move.
Okay, that tax piece is vital. Now let's talk negotiation. You mentioned lump sums might be negotiable. Are other parts of the package flexible too?
Very often, yes. Relocation packages aren't always set in stone. Companies expect some discussion, especially for more senior roles or hard-to-fill positions. Don't be afraid to talk about your specific needs.
So what kinds of things might be negotiable?
Think about unique circumstances. Maybe you have that underwater mortgage we mentioned. Selling your house might genuinely cost you money. That's a point for discussion. Or maybe you have, I don't know, a large workshop's worth of equipment to move for a serious hobby. Or perhaps you need help relocating an elderly parent who lives with you. These aren't standard, but a company might be willing to customize a package if they really want you.
So bring up your specific, maybe unusual needs. What else helps in negotiating?
Leverage. Do a little research. What do other companies in your industry in that location typically offer? Glassdoor, Levels.fi, talking to recruiters, find out what's standard.
So you can say, well, Company X typically offers 2 house hunting trips.
Exactly. Or standard practice seems to include temporary daycare assistance during the transition. Having data strengthens your request, shows you're informed, not just asking randomly.
Makes sense. Any strategy tips for the negotiation itself?
Prioritize. Know what's most important to you. Is it more temporary housing time? Is it getting that loss on sale protection? Focus your energy there. And be open to trade-offs. Maybe you say, look, I can handle packing my own kitchen if you could extend the temporary housing from 30 to 60 days. Show some flexibility.
Good idea, like a give and take.
Right, and once you agree on everything, the standard stuff and any extras you negotiated, what's the final crucial step?
Let me guess again. Get it in writing.
Absolutely. Get everything confirmed in writing. Ideally, as part of a formal relocation agreement or offer letter addendum, no verbal promises. Writing prevents confusion and misunderstandings down the road.
Solid advice. Because ultimately, the company's goal, as you said, is to make you whole, right? To remove the financial hardship so you can focus on the job.
That's the idea. A fair package minimizes your out-of-pocket costs, reduces stress, and lets you hit the ground running.
Okay, this has been incredibly helpful. Let's just quickly recap the big picture.
Sounds good.
So we've seen that these company relocation benefits are pretty comprehensive. They're designed to take the sting out of moving the financial sting, the logistical headaches.
Right, covering potentially everything from the movers and packers to helping with your old house or lease, giving you temporary housing.
Paying for house hunting trips, getting you and your family there, and even covering those little miscellaneous costs that pile up.
It's a whole system to smooth your transition.
And the key actions for you, the listener. First, communicate. Talk to HR. Talk to the relocation person if they assign one.
Yep. Clarify everything. How is it structured? Lump sum? Reimbursement? Direct bill? What are the limits? How long do benefits last?
Yeah.
And definitely ask about that tax gross-up.
Understand exactly what's covered and what's not. And second,
keep meticulous records, receipts, logs, everything. For reimbursement, for your own budgeting, and for tax purposes. Be organized.
Absolutely critical. So the company aims to make you whole financially. But as we wrap up, maybe a final thought. What does whole really mean for you?
That's a good question. It's more than just the money, right?
Yeah. Beyond just covering the costs, think about what else you need to feel truly settled and ready to succeed. Is it connecting in the new community, finding the right school, feeling comfortable in your new neighborhood?
How can understanding and maybe negotiating these benefits help pave the way for that holistic transition? Making sure you don't just move, but you actually land well and thrive.
Something to think about as you plan that next big step. This knowledge is your starting point. Go forth and move wisely.
Good luck with your move.